I'm gonna wait for everybody to kind of pop in here. You're doing it in the viewers launch too, right? Okay, cool. All right, good morning, Survival Challenge family, friends, cohorts, partners, all of the good things. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this stream. Right now we're having a few technical difficulties this morning with the Wi-Fi and the live stream camera for the Facebook. So I am currently the only option right now for any kind of live stream content. So hi, hello, how are you? Okay, so if you missed my quick little live that happened on Facebook, the groups of 4 are now 2 tribes of 12. So the way that happened was it was based on the ranking of their token totals. So white was supposed to pick first, but orange used their advantage that they got at the summit yesterday, and they got to pick first. So the orange group, Andy, Courtney, Katie, and oh my god, I'm blanking already. Oh, Daniel. They chose to go with Aqua, which is Ryan, Justin, Kathy, and Nicole N. And then White got to then choose, and they chose Pink. So White and Pink were together as a group of 8, which was Wendy, Chris, David, Katie B, Alex, Sam, Luke, and Heather. And then that meant Yellow and Gray were like, okay, we're a tribe of 8 too, so cool, that's awesome. Yellow and Gray are together. But then John said, psych, not the case. And Yellow, being the team who got more tokens than Gray, they got to choose between Orange and Aqua or Pink and White, and they decided to go with Orange and Aqua. So Baltazar, Nicole J, Steve, and Linda joined that tribe, and they became the Akata tribe, which means bow. They're the yellow tribe. And then that meant Gray went over to Pink and White, and they are the I believe it's the Miwokon tribe. And that means sword. So it's 2 tribes of 12 this season, and we are about to start our first challenge of Punishment Day. Not Reward Day. We did Reward Day yesterday, and today is Punishment Day. So there will be these challenges. If they lose, they will be risking losing their survival items that they got yesterday. And there will be other opportunities and things like that for maybe some extra chaos to erupt or things to happen. John left that pretty subtle and pretty, non-explanatory because it can't give too much away. You know what I mean? So right now, this is a kind of a nod back to, I believe John said, season 3, with the makeshift raft that went around, run around pond back when it was DWSC. And the players, from what I am understanding, at least this part of the challenge, is you see that there are 6, the tribes split themselves into 2 tribes, 2 groups of 12. So you have a group of 6 from each tribe going over to that side of the pond where you kind of see that white dot right there. There's 2 makeshift rafts that they're gonna have to move themselves around the pond with some sticks or some poles, and there are bags of puzzle pieces that they are going to have to collect. There's one right about like there, and then there's one right about here. They have to take those, and then they have to, I believe, row themselves all the way up to here, and then bring those puzzle pieces up. Once they do so, the other side is, oh, there's some kind of cricket, but the other side is using a different kind of makeshift raft, if I remember correctly. Let me see here. Oh, so I believe that this side of the team have to then take, yes, they have to take this, which is like going to be like a floating puzzle, and they have to solve their puzzle on this cart here using the pieces that they are retrieving, and that they have to do it in the water. So this will be a floating platform that they have to do. They have to hook the carabiner to that one in the middle and solve their puzzle out in the water. First tribe to do so earns a point. for their tribe, because on top of having to risk their items potentially if they lose, they are also trying to earn, at the end of the day, if they have the most points, some kind of fun experience that they definitely want to win, which is what those are John's words, not mine. So what could that be? Not sure. But I'm gonna do my best. I think I'm gonna head over to this side here. Yeah, I'm gonna go over to this part of the lake and, or the pond, and try to get some good footage for y'all. For this. Because I think I can get a pretty good shot if I can get myself over there. But yeah, apologies for any of the connection issues and all of that stuff. Today was kind of a rough start when it came to our technology. The Wi-Fi had gone down for some reason. So we are currently dealing with that kind of stuff, but we are, for now, up and running, and hopefully we'll have a smooth rest of our day. Okay. Alrighty, I'm heading over to this part of the lake. Let's see if I can get at least a decent shot when they're rowing over this direction. I'm trying not to glare at you guys with the sun. I'm trying to target my head and the phone to where it's not going to blind you all. But I also am gonna just turn it this way. That'll make it easier. Okay. Purple's already fallen in the water. So if they fall in the water, they have to go back and try and reset themselves, because you can't really reset yourselves in the middle of the water. It's basically impossible. So for this part of the challenge, yellow chose Kathy, Nicole, Jay, Linda, Justin, Baltazar, and and Katie B. No, not Katie B, that's Katie. And then purple has Sam, Wendy, Alex, let's see, Sam, Wendy, Alex, Katie B, Ale.
Okay, we need to start pushing. There we go.
Ooh!
Okay, now straight ahead. Turn it.
Flipped over. Someone got knocked a little bit with the raft, but they're okay. Yellow still slow and steady for yellow. Who am I missing from? Heather. So we have Heather, Wendy, Sam, Katie B, Alex, and Ale doing this part of the challenge.
You gotta go left. You guys to the left. Paddle over on the left, it'll turn us to the right. So everyone push on the left.
Hey, you can hear Steve yelling across the pond probably. So yellow seems to be doing a good job of moving themselves slowly, but keeping themselves decently balanced.
Okay, we need the left side needs to start pushing us to the right. We need those sticks to push.
Paddle backwards. Paddle backwards.
Yeah.
Kathy giving the advice to paddle backwards in order to help also turn them, rather than just relying on Linda's stick as well. So Kathy giving good guidance, seeming to be that's kind of her role in this situation. Yellow almost to their first back. Purple finally getting. Purple falling off again. Yellow inching closer to their first bag of puzzle pieces.
We're gonna go straight across. Yeah. So we can get off to get it.
Also, these puzzle pieces are not too heavy, but there is weight to them. So if they're gonna add weight to their raft, they don't want to have to flip over. So Katie made a good last minute kind of call there.
Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Wait, communicate. Keep going.
Yo, keep breathing. They're at the very beginning. So
Okay,
just
keep
slow
going,
down,
yeah.
slow down here, and just don't tip.
Okay, keep us steady. Oh wait, don't tip, balance.
I'm gonna go this way.
Yeah.
You touch it? Okay, tell me when you're ready. And I will get off slowly. We have the time. Okay, I'm getting off.
Okay, I've got us. I'm holding onto the ground.
Okay. I'm going
Okay, get in.
Nicole grabbing the first bag.
Now we turn it, spin it. Get the
Again,
pole,
they-
get the pole. You got the pole?
Get the pole. Grab the pole.
Okay, we gotta turn us
Clear,
first.
everyone stay on.
Turn us. Okay, left side, you gotta paddle backwards to turn us. Left side, paddle backwards. Yeah. Left side, paddle backwards to turn us. Right side, paddle forward. It should spin us, no?
Yellow heading to their second bag, which is across the way there, slowly turning themselves. Purple now starting to finally make some progress. Purple slowly starting to make progress. Yellow about halfway across the pond to their second bag. Purple finally seems to get some kind of rhythm. Using the big sticks as paddles, it seems like. Hi, Angela. Thank you. Yellow, maybe about 2/3 of the way there, almost to their second bag, which then they have to make that trek all the way to that end of the pond. Yellow seems to be chanting.
Well, we might be able to get it with the pole, John said, if we think that's feasible.
Purple getting a little bit closer, trying to figure out what their tactic is going to be to get the bag. Are they going to use the pole? Are they going to try to get somebody off the raft, which could cause them to flip over again? They've been in the water a few times already. So is one more time too much, or are they used to it by now?
But if we don't need to pull
in the water. Can you stop? Okay, dig over on your side to get it under your toes.
Purple's tilting just a bit to the left.
We've made up a lot of time on the other team already.
Yes. Okay.
Purple slowly inching toward their bag. Yellow has their second bag. They are now heading to the next part of the challenge, to their other half of their tribe. Purple slowly inching their way towards the first bag. Wendy almost losing the stick.
If you can touch it with the pole, one person can get off and get it.
Did we touch it?
Wait, no, yeah, we're good, Okay.
Okay, lean right.
No, we got it.
Wendy grabs the first bag for Purple.
Yes. Alex, hurry. Winnie, hurry.
Purple trying not to lose their balance. They have their first bag, but now they have to reset themselves and rebalance themselves. Yellow about halfway-ish to the next part of the challenge, to their second part of their tribe. I'm gonna take a nice little swift walk over to the second bag for Purple. So it seems that there is different types of communication. Oh, Purple. Sam falls off. Wendy falls off. They're trying to keep themselves balanced, get themselves back on that raft so that they can start heading to their second bag. All right, so I'm doing a nice swift walk to the next bag for Purple. Seems like Purple is back on the rep. Purple's back on their raft. They're slowly trying to inch their way towards their second bag. And Sam and Wendy falls off again. They're having some laughs with it, so that's good. They're in good spirits at least. Yellow, slowly, from what I can see, inching their way. Once I'm in a better viewpoint of that, I'll be able to give you guys a little better of a shot. Let's go for a little jog, shall we? Okay. Alrighty, let's see here. I'll give you a little bit of update where yellow is at currently. Okay, so yellow right now, they went from about here, because this is where the second bag was. So they were over here. They're now, I'm gonna say a little more than halfway, maybe still about halfway. Look, seems like they're kind of stuck in the center of the pond right now. Slowly making their way to that part of the pond where they can get out and give their puzzle pieces to the other half of their tribe. Doing their stroke chant again. I'm gonna try to see if I can get decent. Purple slowly inching their way towards their second bag. Sam using that long stick to push themselves a little forward. Wendy also paddling as well.
No, all good.
You can see the grunting force in Sam's face. They're inches away from being able to touch their bag.
It might make sense to put these other puzzle pieces in the back if we can.
Okay, that's okay. We're separate enough that we can bounce our feet a little bit too if we need to. I think just stack them on top of each other.
Okay.
Yep.
Purple has their second bag of puzzle pieces.
Tell us when you're hopping back on.
Wendy's on.
Okay. Wendy's on. Here we go.
Purple now.
We've got less room in the front now. With
Purple all clustered together. Purple on the, oh.
Right.
Purple dealing with the same thing that they've been dealing with. As soon as they get that bag, Katie having a nice giggle. Seems to be getting a nice, decent amount of balance. Yellow has made it to the other end of the shore over there. Purple currently starting to, they have decent momentum. Sam seems to be using that stick for gaining a little bit more distance for them. Really pushing, using the length of that stick until obviously they're going to get to that part of the pond where they no longer have that sand. But that pushing seems to be giving them at least a little bit of momentum. So even if they're not able to paddle a whole lot, Katie's got the giggles right now. Cannot believe that this is what she's doing on day 2.
They're really moving now.
They've got decent speed. They're making up a lot of time on yellow. But again, like I said, as soon as they kind of get into that middle section of the pond where we saw yellow, they might not have as much space to do what Sam was doing while using the stick to push. They were going to have to row a lot more. All right, purple is heading slightly in the right direction. They have to kind of turn themselves a little bit more to the left because right now their trajectory is kind of heading right towards there. They need to head here. So they need to turn themselves just a little bit more. But they're making up a little bit of time compared to where they were in the beginning. It's not too bad. So they're inching closer. Again, they just have to get to this part of the pond. So as soon as they kind of turn themselves in the right direction, if they can get that momentum that they had earlier on, then they can get it.
go, guys. You got it. Good job.
They've turned themselves. They're now traveling a little bit more to be kind of in line with where they need to go. So once they get a little bit more in line, then they're probably going to turn themselves right to then.
You got it. You got it.
Nice. Way to go.
Yellow now solving their floating puzzle out in the water.
Good job.
Come on.
Again, like I said before, they have to literally
There you go.
You got it.
sit on the floating platform as they're solving the puzzle.
Ryan and Nicole.
And it looks like Nicole and Ryan are the ones doing the puzzle on the floating platform. Meanwhile, they have the other four, Linda, no, it's Linda, Andy, Steve, you have Daniel, and I can't see who that is. I think it's, who's also from Orange? Oh my God, is that Katie? Oh, Katie B. Who am I missing?
High, but I didn't realize they were that high.
Courtney, there we go. My brain has to think of the names. Courtney are all surrounding the yellow there to hold them balanced. Purple
Good job.
is almost to the shore.
You know, I paddle and it like splashed in the face. I couldn't see, but I'm like, oh, gosh.
Make sure we stay out of the way. Almost there. You got it.
Purple now at the shore. Am I back? Am I back now? I don't know. Let's see. There we go. Okay, we're back. We cut out. Sorry. I think I got a little too close to the pond. All right, so sorry. What did you miss? All of that. Purple's back at the shore. They're done. They're coming up. And Heather ran their pieces to their team. Now the other half of Purple is heading out on the floating platform to go work on their floating puzzle. So that's Aaron, Chris, Jeff, Jordan,
One of you guys needs to get on the. There you go.
Luke, David. So 5 people need to be on the platform. 1 needs to push. So David's pushing for Purple. Purple now has to go around John. They weren't able to secure that second position.
You got it. Good job, Paco.
You got this, Yellow.
So Yellow's been working on the puzzle for quite a while now. Red just, oh, sorry, not yellow. Oh, well, yeah, they are yellow. See, the confusing part is that we have a yellow cart and Yellow's using it, and then Purple's using red, so I'm like confusing myself. Purple is hooking themselves to John. And then once they're cooked, they can start the puzzle, which they're doing right now.
Hey, we're out there already.
I know, they're killing it.
Come on, Yellow.
You're doing so good.
You got it, guys.
Chris, Aaron, Jordan, and Jeff are working on getting the puzzle pieces out of their bags. So the hard part is that platform, that puzzle fits on that platform. So what they're having to do, which is the hard part, is they're having to like shift their bodies around and get out of the way of certain spots where maybe pieces have to go. So they're constantly having to hop around this raft. And obviously if you have too many people on the raft, it can get very crowded. That's why you kind of see like Ryan was kind of hopping, you know, he's sitting down, but he has to like kind of hop left and right.
You got this, Yellow.
If you did not hear John pointed out that these tribes both have at least one person who have done this puzzle before. This isn't new to some people. It is new to most, but not to all. I wish I could like go in the water and like swim to them. If I knew how to kayak, I'd be out there. But I don't. Well, I kind of do, but I'm too scared to.
When someone would do on this side, it made my right side, so I was like, clear. And you were like, are you saying this paddle? Right. It wasn't clear, yeah. Right.
John says the kata is probably about around a third of the way done, if it's correct.
A little bit of booty shaking. I knew the puzzles were missing at one point. And I was like,
You got it, Miwakan! You got this, Yellow!
So another rule of this, if you're in the water, you're not allowed to help with the puzzle. So if you want to help, you got to get out of the water and onto the raft, which again could also tip your raft, tip the entire puzzle over. It's all good. You'd lose the Wi-Fi if you were in the canoe. That's probably true, Angela. That's a good point. Ryan just scared me. He was like on his tippy toes on the edge of the raft with his heels like hanging over the water. I was worried he's gonna like fall back. Oh, he's terrifying me. So we have 4 people on the puzzle for Miwakan. John keeps saying Milwaukee, but I don't think it's Milwaukee. I'm pretty sure it's Miwakan, but it's fine. I feel like there's always at least one tribe that John pronounces differently every season. It's part of his charm. Seems like mainly Yellow's keeping it to 2 for Ryan and Nicole. We've seen at least one person kind of hop up there a little bit. Purple having more people to work on the puzzle, but is that causing them to not have as much room to work on their puzzle?
Come on, Purple! You go again! Shoot! Yeah. Where's Will? Will, maybe something done a little bit better. Okay, John! Come on!
Seems like Purple might be communicating a little bit more. Even with more people, you would think maybe possibly too many cooks in the kitchen, but it seems like they're communicating pretty well together, even though there's double the amount of people than Yellow.
Giving a whistle sound out for like, hey, I joined it. It wasn't too
According to John, Milwaukee's making up some ground. That's good.
Is that tribe Yellow?
Which one? That's Purple. Sorry, a bug just hit my leg. I shifted the camera, my bad.
I got this. Kata's down to their last 6 pieces if they're right.
Again, if they're right. This is another one of those puzzles where puzzle pieces can fit and look like they're correct, but they're not. It's almost kind of like a mixture of like a tangram with no, it's tangram, not tanagram. Tangram puzzle, but also a logo puzzle. So it's a mixture of the two. Jeff falls in, so Jeff cannot help unless he wants to get back on the raft and continue to help.
Come on, Purple!
Honestly, the more I'm watching them in the water, the more I'm like, I kind of want to jump in.
You're very sexy and cool.
Put some pieces out, not fitting.
You got
it. It's okay. Take time.
Sam telling her tribe that they're sexy and cool.
Good momentum. Catching up.
Yes!
I did say, I said sweaty earlier. I told her, and when I could calls, they're like, how do you
Miwakan catching up apparently.
Yeah, I love it. And they were like,
Ikata having to switch some pieces out. Miwakan could get a comeback here.
Milwaukee!
maybe.
Yes!
Is that right?
Purple continuing to cheer on their tribe. Daniel now on the raft and the puzzle for yellow. So it's 3 on each tribe currently.
There you go. Figure it out. You got it.
Come on, Milwaukee!
Good job, y'all.
Yellow having to kind of switch their people around where the in the floating in the water, because Daniel standing is kind of applying more weight to that corner, so they're trying to even it out there.
Purple power! Yeah. Let's go! Everybody's perspective is different. Right people. I mean water. I'll float your ass.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm shaky. Probably because I'm zoomed in, so the shakiness is more prominent. I apologize.
I feel. Come on,
Oh,
Yellow!
like
You got this! You got this! That was fun. Good. Push. Come on, Purple! Come on, Akata! Don't walk in!
You got it.
Got a mixture of yellow and purple cheers, not just from the tribes, but also from the audience. And yellow, Akata, wins the first challenge of Punishment Day. All right. Purple was able to make up some ground. Quite a decent amount of ground on yellow. What started to kind of look out almost like a blowout, it quickly changed. All right.
We're gonna start.
So yellow and purple are starting to swim back now, and we're gonna get right into the next challenge in probably a few minutes. Of course, as always, I'll be on here. Taylor will be on Facebook. Hopefully, we'll have no more connection issues throughout the day, so you can come and hang out with us. Yeah. So again, yellow has won the first challenge. They're earning a point, and I will obviously, every time I start a new stream on here, I will update you with the potential item that they lost or are risking, or any kind of update like that. But I will see you guys in a few minutes, okay? Signing off. See you soon.